Mm, mm, Wow. How's everybody doing? When I looked at my camera and all you can see is the top of his head. You only get a peek into Daisuke's vision. I hope you all had a lovely CB weekend. There was so many streams to watch. I walked into the venue on the last day and I thought to myself, like, all right, I have some time to chill. It was Tekken Top 8 and then KOF Top 24 were happening at the same time, right? And then as I walked in, like on my right, I saw Plus R and it was Elven Shadow versus Black Snake, I think was like the match. So I was like, ooh, and then I got fucking distracted immediately when I walked in. So to give you an idea, you see how there's screens here? The one in the middle right here is the middle of the room. This is the middle monitor. There's 5 of these giant screens on both sides of the room. I do a little 180 or a 360 actually, so you can tell. So this is Plus R, it's Pat. That's Pat playing right there. I didn't realize it was Pat until later, by the way. This is Pat playing right there, and then obviously there's the other 2 screens. So this is the whole ballroom. And then when you turn around, you can see there's a massive distance from one end of the room to the other, right? Like this is the Strive stream over here. And that's the other half of the room. In the middle are all like the vendors and like the booths and stuff. The main stage here was like, it highlighted each game, but it also held finals. Basically my weekend, I walked into the venue. I took a hard left. I walked over to here. I commentated. I walked to the bathroom that was like over here, and then I went back and forth between these two. I heard Combo Breaker was mad trash from a reliable source. I would tell you what the problem was, but everybody knows. You can just ask anybody. Imagine if your waiter came up with you, is all the food okay? No, but it's not that good. You can ask anybody why. It got me good. I was like, oh, punk. He did get me because after that, I asked people. I was like, hey, what's bad about this weekend? Talk to me. And yeah, I didn't really hear a lot. I was trying to figure it out. I went investigating because if there's anything bad, I'll just tell the people who work the event. You think I won't tell them? I tell them when their shit sucks. But I didn't get that many answers. I only got one answer, which I'm going to message somebody about that tonight, I think. My favorite thing is I did commentary, top 8. I was on this big stage. We're like in the front down here in front of everybody. And when there was a break, I would have to walk over to the bathroom over here. Second time I walked in, there was like a pretty long line actually. And immediately, one of the cannons just goes, hey, this guy's got a job to do. Can he cut? And everybody's like, oh yeah, no problem, dude. I think I could have probably still made it in time, but it made my life a lot easier, you know? It's the Spider-Man 2 being carried by the crowd scene. I had a great time at Combo Breaker. To give you an example of what my weekend was like though, chat, I flew in, right? Let's start from the beginning here. I hopped on the flight. No problems. Like I slept pretty decently on my flight actually. I was feeling beast. I made it over to the venue. It's like 3 or 4 p.m. I'm feeling good. Let me grab my badge, which was easy. And it was like the line after I got my badge, by the way, was absurd. It was like out the building. I got a little lucky, I think, honestly. So Esteban and I were like, boom, it's food time. Vicious is like, yo, I'm about to get off my flight. Like I'm gonna roll through. You guys want to get food in like an hour? We're like, bet. Sounds like a plan. All this time rolls by, like an hour, 2 hour, whatever it was, and Vicious is like, hey, I know it's been an hour and whatever time, go on without me. So Esteban and I ate staff Little Caesars pizza for dinner. Hot and ready, is that what it is? $5 hot and ready box. I got into bed, I was feeling exhausted. 11 or 12 p.m., right? It's time to go big night. I'm gonna wake up, go check out the venue tomorrow, can't wait. I was in bed awake for 7 hours. I've never in my life not been able to sleep as bad as CB this weekend. Maybe the Little Caesars are a little too hot and too ready. So I couldn't fall asleep until like 7 or 8 in the morning. I had 3 p.m. commentary. I was 3 to 5, 7 to 9, I think was my schedule the first day. So I went, I did my commentary. I had a lovely little time. It was my first block. I'm trying to remember. Damascus, I think I commentated with Damascus. That was so fun. We've done like one other thing together during like the online era, I think, and that's about it. And he's so easy to work with. He obviously knows a lot about EMEA, and he can give a lot of insight. We had like Zando in our block, and it was really fun. He was great. And then I had the next block with Cola, I think it was. I had commentary with Cola later on, which was fun. And then I wrapped up the day. Day 1 commentary was great. That was easy peasy. I'm so tired. I slept so bad, right? I was like, all right, I have 10 a.m. commentary tomorrow. I'm about to go big night. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be the best sleep of my life. I was in bed awake for 8 hours. This never happened to me, by the way, ever. Like I've never had problems sleeping. So at like 8:30 in the morning, I went into the commentary Discord and was like, hey, anybody looking for a 10 a.m. Strive block? Boy, do I have this. And like, because it's Strive, which is a hot commodity, like Immediately, everybody was like, yo, I'm down. So I was like, all right, cool. I have someone to cover me. I slept for like 5.5 or 6 hours, and then I went and did commentary. I commentated with, who was first? Was it Bones? And then it was Maverick, right? I think that was the order. Both of them were awesome. It can be a little scary if you're not working with the same people to build up like a sort of established synergy, you know? And I think all of them were really easy to work with. So yeah, then Yipes and I did finals. You know, he's one of the most easy people on the planet to listen to talk about anything. He commentates the game a lot. He runs a tournament. He's hilarious. He knows the players. His game knowledge is super. He's very good. His game knowledge is really good because he plays a lot himself, right? So, you know, that makes my job super easy. I just get to sit there and be a nerd and just like hang out, talk with Yipes, and then he just gets to be the most fun person on the planet to listen to. And then you just vibe and you have a great time. And I slept, I'll tell you what, chat, after day 2 and not sleeping 2 days in a row, I slept for 12 hours. Good Lord. That shit was sick. The best part is I woke up, Bones was like, hey, where the fuck are you? And I was like, where am I? I'm in bed, motherfucker. I've been asleep for 12 hours. And he's like, dude, we're doing the group picture in like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, fuck. So we did our little Hoop Squad group picture. That was great. I hope we get to do that again. Whenever, like at every major or every year at CB at least. We took over the retro room to take this picture. Not everybody was available though. We were missing a bunch of people, but we did a little Hoop Squad Discord picture, which was like really tight actually, to be honest with you. So thanks Drift for taking the picture. I met so many people there. It's so funny how this works too, because people would come up to me and be like, oh my god, Sajam, I'm a big fan. Like I watch the streams, or like, what up dude? How's it going? I'd be like, what's up? How goes it? And then they'd be like, I'm such and such. And I'm like, oh, what's good? Like, I don't know what anybody looks like, and I don't know your names. Imagine if Leffen came up to someone and was like, hello, I'm William. I'm like, who the fuck is this? I used to have a lot of people come up to me and say hi during events back in the old days, right? It's a little different now. I could not move. If I existed anywhere in the venue that was not backstage, there was somebody there always. I walked up to Pep to talk to Peppery Splash, and as I was talking to him, it was just him and I. Then like a minute or two went by, and then there's like 1 or 2 more people were there, and within like 5 minutes there was a group of like 15 or 20 people just like chilling there, and we were like surrounded, and it was very cool. People were always super nice. I got a lot of pictures. I met a lot of people. White Tree had like a Polaroid camera, and he was like, I'm gonna take a picture on the Polaroid, and then after we take a picture on the Polaroid, can you like sign it? And then I'm gonna hang it up on like a cork board or something. Like, so I have like a spread of all of these moments. So I told him, I was like, dude, that's such a good idea. I should steal that. So then he came back on the last day. We took another picture, and then he gave me a Polaroid that he signed. So that can be the first one. Otherwise, like, you know, when I take pictures with people, you tell them, hey, tweet it at me or something. And then like sometimes you just never see them again. This happened every day at CB. Every single day someone was like, yo, I'm a big fan of your streams. I love Will Kill. Your stuff's great. Can you sign this for me? And I was like, yeah, no problem. And then I signed some stuff, and I was like, yeah, it was really nice talking to you. Hopefully you have a good one, Bo. They're like, yeah, thanks, man. I'm a big fan of Brian F. And then they walked away. That's not cool. I was having a good day. And then you hit me with this shit. It happened every day. After the whole event was over, someone wanted me, they were like, can you sign this for me? And like, it was a print of Kai that was really cool. And like, I signed a bunch of stuff, and I was like, oh, this is really awesome. And they're like, yeah, big fan of your commentary. Thanks so much, G-Una. And they like walked away. I should have ripped that print in half. You know, everybody's so kind here. And then that happens. I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of this. I'm leaving the Midwest. Place is mid at best. Yeah, that is really cool. So you guys know we sent 2 players to Combo Breaker via Choose Your Fighter, the tournaments I've been running. Both of them made top 8 winners in their brackets. I think Triv got 5th. And then Fox won Uni. And also made top 8 in Melty, which was cool. If you want to beat the best international competition, all you have to do is be a Sajam viewer. And then, you know, you just smoke everybody. Or be from California, I suppose. That's also a linked example. Zedadiah, what's good, Zedadiah? I warned them. It was funny too, because I think like the first game you got absolutely fucking smoked. The second game was like really close. On commentary, I think I said like, you know, that first game was a wash. But if like he plays well, I think he could actually do this. And then you started like bringing it back, and I was like, yeah. I don't know if it's obvious to people, but everybody gets nervous when they play in tournament. If you watch Combo Breaker, I'm sure you saw where people's hands were like shaking like this in between sets. Like they go to take a drink and their hands are like wobbling and shit. Even if you've been playing in tournament your whole life, you get nervous. But part of the tournament experience is playing through the nerves. I remember, just a few weeks ago, SQ won all of her sets at Twitch Rivals and destroyed everybody, right? Like looked so good. And she lost early in the tournament because she was nervous, right? She was like, yeah, my nerves were not good. And like I played in tournament and I got smoked. I mean, even the set Zedediah versus Zondo, I feel like as soon as Zedediah started moving and grooving, Zondo looked very nervous and did not play very well at the end of the set. I mean, that's what happens. It's very easy for that to happen. I think people truly underrate, especially offline, how big that is of a factor. The whole venue is freezing, so your hands are freezing. And then you get on the stage and like the lights are on you and shit, and like they're really hot and you're sweating. They're not even excuses to me because they're the reality. This is what happens. It's why I said Umisho making it so far while never being at an offline tournament is quite impressive because it's hard. What's up, Hotashi? Nice IRL stream. I gotta say, it was a good story. For me, I thought it was so funny. And then everybody else is just like laughing at your IRL stream. And all I was thinking is like, dude, Hotashi could win this tournament if he just wasn't fucking IRL streaming. It was a good gimmick though. I saw the new Steve command throw. I'm sure all of you saw my tweet about it. Condition your opponent. And he just goes in for the Royal Arms during Rage. He's got him scooped up. Are you trolling, bro? It's over. This is the end right here. When I saw Steve at the tournament, I didn't see him actually is what happened. I was just sitting there and Steve came up and grabbed me like this. Like I got hit by like the seismic toss and I was like, I couldn't break the lock. I was like, I'm dead. I don't think there's a lot of escapes there. If that left arm gets hooked under that right arm, it's the end. Dude, Spooky. Chrome Dome, did you guys see that? He cut his hair. I think it looks great. Somebody asked me, I won't say who, they were like, is that Damascus over there commentating? And I was like, no, I think that's Spooky. Because Damascus is like 2 feet taller than Spooky. Damascus is a giant. He's humongous. Look at this. Bones is 5'11", and this is Brian. And Brian, I think, is like, I think Damascus is taller than him. It felt really good. During COVID, a lot of people have asked me, like, do you even want to commentate anymore? Like, are you interested in doing commentary?
I can't stand that kid.
What's that about? The answer is, like, obviously, yes. I love commentary. Commentary is my job. I don't know if a lot of people know that. It is what I consider my job. I only have not gone to offline tournaments to do commentary because I don't want to get COVID. That's really all there is to it. I'll be at EVO. I'm not going to be at CEO because I'm busy with some life stuff that's like, it kind of lines up with it, and I don't really want to go to Daytona, but I will be doing a restream. Instead, I don't know if you guys saw this, they announced the Arc System Works Tour dates. Seeing this, that CEO Otaku instead has the date for the Arc System World Tour, I'll probably go commentate this instead. If I was going to assign a community to being the worst at wearing a mask, from what I saw over the weekend, it's not close. It's gotta be the Tekken players. I don't think anybody is worse at wearing their masks than the Tekken players. The EU Tekken players, I watch them. They're in a big crowd together. There's more than one. Constantly, who would pull down their mask to scream and be like, let's fucking go, and then pull their mask back up. The photographer, whose pictures we were just looking at, showed me a picture where the guy's pulling his mask down like this, and you can just see spittle. You know what you're doing. Why are you doing that? And it's the same people that had to get told over and over and over, bro, put on your mask, bro, put on your mask, bro, put on your mask, bro, put on your mask. I wore it all day. I commentated with the mask on. I wore it all day. It was always on. I had to yell the entire weekend. I have to yell really loud because I'm commentating through a mask, so it's hard to hear me. That's not to say it's just like that community who's bad at it. There's definitely people who needed to wear it the whole time because like their noses are just sticking out and they don't care. I'm like, come on, man. I got a big nose, right? I wear the mask that covers all of that, so I don't have to worry about it because I don't want my big nose poking out. It's the fucking rule, brother. Like, you know the rule. If you got like a medical reason, I totally understand. You should stay home. That's a real shame. I'll see you next time.
Listen.
I was walking over to the main stage, and to my right, I didn't know who you were, but there was like a guy, and I just see him like walking over towards the bathroom, and he looks up and sees it's the woman's bathroom and goes like that. Like, whoa, all right, I almost did that. And then walked over to the gentleman's restroom. He saw me and he like shook his head and laughed. That was you and you're in the chat. Yeah, it's happened. Everybody's had that happen to them. Just like walk in and then you're like, whoa, that's the wrong place. And then you just go the other way.